For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC. Plus, an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in Duval.
What's up? What's up? What's up? I hope y'all can hear me. We're going through some little weird difficulties here with, I don't know, Matt, Facebook. I don't know who the hell to blame. Today is the 10th of September, a week after that day that we'll always remember. It's 6:01 p.m. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm your host, DVP. This is Random Thoughts with DVP. Let me go on and bring my impish troublemaking co-host on. You know what I'm saying? We need to keep him in the dark room because the longer I keep him in the dark, the more shit he'll be up to. So I might as well get him out here early. It's cracking like you, brother.
It's that gremlin thing, huh? Keep him in the dark too long, man. They come out, it's over, boy.
Oh, so why it look like you frozen? Do it look like I'm frozen? I got to see what's going on with this band thing. I can hear you.
Fine. You look fine, man.
Okay, maybe it's just me. All right, so it's all like I said. It's September the 10th. It's a week after that day that we'll always remember. For those of y'all who old enough to know, for those of y'all who ain't, y'all need to get hooked on the Temptations. Ain't that who sang the song? Yeah, wasn't that the Temptations?
Oh no, man, Earth, Wind, and Fire, man.
Huh?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
What it?
Oh, what you talking about?
It was the 3rd of September. That day I'll always remember.
Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, don't be trying to make me think I'm crazy now. I
don't
need no help with that part.
Earth, Fire got a September song too. So.
Oh, that's right, they do. Yeah. But it wasn't the 3rd of September.
That's right.
They got to Do You Remember.
That's right.
So in the annals of Black history, there's a lot going on in the month of September.
Yeah.
Right, so what's been going on with you, brother?
Ain't nothing, all good, man. I can't complain. Yeah, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, ain't nothing, man. You heard the latest news just happened.
I don't know what's the latest.
Oh, you didn't hear Charlie Kirk?
Who is Charlie Kirk? I seen it 2 or 3 times, but I don't know who is Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's one of these guys who he's kind of like what's up, Mark? He's kind of like a political pundit who he kind of injects himself in the political space and the politics space, and he got some real. I'm trying to be nice. He got some real jaded views on how the world should be, how things should be, race relations, etc. But all I can say is, I think his thoughts and the way he viewed the world finally caught up to him.
I'm gonna have to Google him when we get out, because I saw it when I logged on, but you know, man, when I be going through my thing, like I said, I get on social media right before the show.
Yeah.
That's it, man. I'm like,
yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna have to check him out though.
Yeah.
Is he a Trumper?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So
sir.
he got killed or he got shot?
Gone, baby. Over.
Okay.
He got shot, but it's over.
Ain't no CPR gonna help him out.
No, sir.
And you know, I wonder who shot him.
What? Mark didn't say that. Mark didn't just say that. Mark, you didn't just say that. I agree with a lot of things he said. Mark, you just said that, Mark. Mark, throw something in the comment that you agree with that he said. Sniper took him out. I think he's joking. I don't know, man. What's one thing he said that you agree with, Mark? Throw that in the comment, man, while we chat it up here.
Well, and you know, it's the only reason I actually took him out is part of the day's show. I was having a conversation with some gentleman, and I'm using the term loosely. And one of them said something about, we like you because you always keep it real, and you'll say this, you'll say that, yada yada yada. I'm like, whatever. And then the brother said, but why you don't like to call brothers and sisters kings and queens? And I was like, because most of us aren't kings and queens, and most of us didn't come from kings and queens. So if you're gonna start doing it, if everybody become a king and queen, then doesn't it devalue true kings and queens? If everybody their mama's a king and queen.
Yeah,
we got to keep uplifting each other. I said it's different between uplifting and lying, and calling people a king and queen. That ain't just to make them feel better. I mean, you blowing smoke up their ass. I mean, that's how I see it. Just me, but so I was like, I'm gonna get what Joe was supposed to be here since he asked what time. I guess he asked what time just to be late. And we're gonna talk about Mark. Hold on to that one, because I do want to talk about that. I don't know if it's gonna be this show, but that's a subject I do want to talk about. Mark said he talked a lot about the trans life and how it ain't good for normal people. But what's our fascination with lies? Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mo, don't most people tell the lie that they want to be told the truth regardless of how hard it is or whatever? Just tell me the truth. So if you want the truth, why do you want to be called a king? Or why do you want somebody to call you queen when you know it ain't true? It kind of go against what you're saying that you want. Oh, look at that. I got to notice that he entered the stage. Oh, look at that sicky now. I don't see no picture though. What a USS Enterprise or the
Hey man, I agree with you. And the thing is, look, I'll take it back. I'm gonna just change topic for a second, but we jump right back on it just because this was something that I had to deal with myself. And it was when I, on the first day of college, man, I went to college, right? First day of college, everybody wearing the college t-shirt, right? And I'm like, I ain't earned that yet, man. I can't, how I don't feel like I could go buy the college t-shirt and put that on. It's the first day, man. I haven't earned it yet. And that's just in my mind. That's just how I felt. And so I'm thinking like, let me get a couple of semesters under my belt or something like that. Then I go buy the t-shirt, make sure this is where, I can make it up here. This is where I'm supposed to be. But people had that shirt first day, man. And so with this kings and queens discussion, I think I understand why some people do it, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't want it directed. I don't want people calling me a king or queen. But if they do, it's okay. But but I don't feel like, you know, I represent that type of you know, if you address me that way, I don't feel like I represent that. I'm not a king. Well, obviously I'm not a queen. Well, I'm not a queen because that's, you know, I don't partake in that.
Can't even say obviously no more.
Yeah, that's why I say I don't partake in that. I'm not a queen, but I'm definitely not a king either, though. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a status reserved for certain culture and certain accomplishment, and that's just me, though. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
It's reserved for true royalty.
Yeah,
and if it ain't us, I mean, and what's the shame of it? Most of us have been worker bees. Most of our parents are worker bees. Most of our grandparents were worker bees. Why is it such a bad thing? But, you know, the dudes wanted to sit there and tell me how, oh man, you know, we've been through so much, you know, we got to do this. So, because we've been through a lot, we're supposed to lie. I said, because you still can't make me. And I understand when we're building up our kids and we call them our little princesses or princes.
right.
But that's because they think the world of us. And even then, you know, it's like, you know, there's still a reality that you got to think. Because, you know, I hear what people say, you know, oh, you can be anything you want to, which is bullshit. You can't be anything you want to. No matter what I do, I can't be a tree. Even on this new society, as we get to this later, people can say they feel like something and they got to be identified to it, which is the dumbest shit I ever heard. It is the dumbest. And, you know, I ain't trying to get on nobody's list, but how can I feel like a shoebox if I've never been a shoebox? I don't grasp that concept. So when we want to be these kings and we want to blow each other up, and like I said, I want to call this, I want to call you that, and grand rising and all this other good shit. Well, most of us ain't from that life no way, so we don't even get it. And you know, I actually got an English friend, and he was explaining how weird Americans are versus people from the UK. And when you look at it, when you look at how people from the UK talk about the king and queen, they speak of them with reverence. We don't speak about our presidents with reverence, you know, because we got free speech. We actually throw stones at all our presidents and elected officials. You don't hear people talking publicly bad about the king and queen. So why do we think it's okay over here, but we want to be royalty? Royalty, that ain't how royalty do stuff. So it's like, I just don't get it. I understand us trying to uplift each other, but by uplifting each other, we can speak positivity without BSing each other. You know, I think Mo's a smart guy. He done wrote a couple of books. He speaks intelligent. He know about the stock market. He know all kind of things. But if I'm being honest, I don't know no real kings and queens, so I don't know what the criteria is. So all I can make Mo, if I'm being honest, is just one of the smartest brothers I know when it comes to X, Y, and Z. Now, does that mean he's smart with everything? I don't know that. We've had some conversations. He's well versed in a lot of things, and I'm sure he'll tell you it's probably somebody who know more about stocks than him. But in my world, Mo know he know way more than me, so I can call him knowledgeable. I ain't blowing smoke up his ass. I'm telling the truth. And I'm not diminishing his value. But if I call Mo a queen, Mark a queen, Joe a queen, everybody who come on the show a king, then what's the value in being a king? Because at some point, don't we want to bring value to what we do? And if everybody doing the same thing, there's no value.
Yeah, you know, I agree, man. But you know, I think it's what you said earlier. I think it's a context thing, and it could be. I think it could be a context thing where people say it just as a positivity to kind of uplift you from everyday circumstances where you just kind of go through life. Maybe, you know, it's a way to just kind of speak positivity into you. You know what I mean? So it just depends on how people, you know, how people say it, how people take it. But I don't like to be addressed that way because I feel like I don't need to be addressed that way. I've accomplished enough and done enough in my own life where I don't feel like I need to be addressed as king. But I do say, and this is just slang, you know, you probably did it too, DVP. I don't know, but this is just slang. I call people God sometimes. What's up, God? You know, that New York thing. Hey, what's up, God? But it's not, it's something that I do as a term of you know, a term of positivity, but it's not, you know, that king and queen thing. I don't know. I don't touch that.
And even in that, because I know there's some things that are generic to areas. In the South, we just call each other brothers and cousins. You know what I'm saying? But then the flip side of that is we don't look out for our brothers and cousins. So what's the point of even being family?
Facts.
Because if we're going to build positivity,
Facts.
if we're going to do it and we're going to be legit about it, don't that start meaning we become our brother's keeper, we become our sister's keeper? And to me, that's what I don't get. If the whole thing is about building positivity, you can do that through showing. But you know, I knock on Mo door and his wife come to the door and I call his wife queen. Well, one saying my queen, saying the queen. Why can't you just call her by her name? But the positivity should be that when she come out in the streets and Mo ain't with her, if something happened, I stand up for her. See, that's positivity because now she can feel safe wherever she go. This is just how I look at it. Because I've seen too many times where we won't defend nobody unless we're sleeping with them or they're related to us. So then why are you trying to build positivity? You don't really mean it. Oh, look at that king get beat up. Look at that queen get beat up. I don't know him. So I don't get the yin and the yang of it because we're not fully vested in the lie we telling. We're just blowing smoke up somebody's ass for the sake of blowing smoke up somebody. Oh man, we got to lift each other up. Well, when we down, do we lift each other up? When you see a brother who need a hand, do you help him out?
Right.
Or do you be like, hey man, that ain't my business? So then you're not lifting each other up. You're picking and choosing for the sake of, I don't know what this is for the sake of, like I said, because I just don't get it. And I've been trying to get it. I just don't get it. And the guy was looking at me. He's like, man, but you know, sometimes a brother just need a kind word. You're right, give him a kind word. You know, tell him, hey man, you know, it's gonna get better. But calling him king don't do that. I can't see where calling somebody king in reality makes them feel better. So I'm a king, but I'm living in a tent. Make that make sense. How am I supposed to feel better because you call me a king while I'm living in a tent?
Yeah.
But you won't take me to McDonald's or something and give me a Happy Meal or give me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? That's an uplifting. So you go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I was just gonna say the words of affirmation need to be followed by action. If you got, if you are here, if you want to use words of affirmation, you know, I don't have no problem with. You want to call women queens, you want to call men kings. I don't got no problem with it. It's fine with me. But it should be, in my opinion, it should be followed up by action and how you treat people. You know, I don't want nobody calling me a god, a king, or this or that, and treating me like dirt. You know, or having no concern. You know, they see me, my tires, I got a flat tire on the highway, they just drive right by. All right, next time you see me, man, you can't call me king, man. You can't, you know what I mean? It's not lining up. It doesn't align. So and it's like just on a general basis, if you don't treat people, in my opinion, if you don't treat people based on language, because this is the thing though, we're getting down to it, really the bottom line is language matters. It's really important. And I know you know DVP because your job, you know, language in DVP's job is absolutely extremely critical. Okay. And so I just think language when you communicate and in society is also critical. It's important on how it's done. And so I don't think you should just use it flippantly. You just can't just call people certain terms and label people certain things without, you know, I feel like they need to earn it. In fact, you know, when I had so many stepfathers, I couldn't even count them on one hand. And I just call them by their first name, man. They didn't earn me calling them stepdad or dad or nothing like that. You know, that's a process as far as I'm concerned.
Right. And you know, and it's crazy. You know, we was talking the other day, with my first marriage. She came in with 2 kids. I knew their fathers, and you know, when we were during the dating process, even after we got married, I always insisted that they call me Darren because I knew their dads. You know, their dads were in their life, not as well as they should have been, but their dads were in their life. And one day, you know, I'm sitting in the bedroom and I'm watching TV, and she had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. They come in the room and they just looking at me. So I'm playing PlayStation at the time. So I said, what's up? They was like, can we talk to you? So I'm like, damn, they sounded kind of serious for an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old. So what's going on? What's going on?
You on the hot seat, boy.
Right. And I'm like, I'm thinking everything cool. And it was like, do you love us? And I was like, of course I do. He's like, and this my son. This the son leading the conversation. He's 8-year-old. He's like, do you think we love you? And the little girl looked at me and she said, because we do love you. And I was like, yeah, I think y'all love me. And with the straightest of faces, like the perfect duet, they were like, well, why we can't call you daddy?
Wow.
And I was like, well, because you got the daddy. But you take care of us and we here with you all the time. We want to call you daddy, but you want us to call you daddy.
Oh my goodness, man.
Well, I'm trying to pay respect to their fathers.
Wow.
But when kids ask you why they can't call you daddy, what's your logical comeback?
Call me dad. That's it.
I'm like, shit, okay, y'all won 2-1. From this point on, dad it is. So,
yeah, that's over.
And I tell people, that was one of them onion moments that I wasn't ready for.
Yeah, I bet.
They came in like adults and they just hit, what's going on, Marcus? They hit me with like facts.
Wow.
You take care of us, you do this, if something wrong, you always right there for us. I mean, they just laid I couldn't even try to fight it.
Wow.
And I was just like, well, damn.
Yeah.
And the wife at the time came up, I got a little sniffle going on. She said, what's wrong? I said, man, I just got beat up by some kids. I wasn't I'm a full-grown, full-fledged, acknowledged bully, and a leader of men. And these two kids together, if you add them up together, they're not older than me, they don't outweigh me, but they just bullied me.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness.
I wasn't ready for that.
Oh man.
And it was such a moving moment in my life. But see, that's one of them times when words matter. The fact that they wanted to call me that, and right. It's something I tell people now when they're like, how many kids you got? I'm like, shit, I got about 12 or 13. I don't even know. Because I stopped counting. I say, because I've learned that as a black man, and this is a racial thing for me, as a black man, for some kids to want to call you daddy, that's the greatest thing that I've ever had done to me. The work awards, it don't matter. But when a kid, especially black kids, come to you and say, can I call you daddy? Can you be my daddy? That's a powerful ass thing.
Wow, yeah,
that's moving. So yeah, that to me, that's a whole lot different than the king and queen, because at least I was playing the role. Even my adopted kids, the ones who came to it, because they was like, I need this, I need that. The church I worked at, man, I had a 20-year-old boy come up to me and he said, hey, you seem like a really good dude. I need a positive role model in my life. Said, would you be my dad? And I'm like, dude, you like 20. He said, yeah, but I hear how you talk to these other I see how you talk to my friends. You ask them about their grades. You tell them they got to do better. You doing it. He said, I ain't never had no man do that for me.
Man.
I'm like, here we go again.
Man.
Who is it every time somebody want to talk to me? Who is it keep hitting me across the head with this bag of onions? Because I'm getting pissed about this onion treatment.
Wow. Yeah, that's
and he gave me his number, gave me his little schedule, talk. I'm like, man, this right here. And but again, this to me is when words matter, when titles matter. Don't just do it fluff.
Right.
And I don't know what you do, but if you like most of us, we got adopted mamas. Well, from church, from work, with some old ladies who start taking care of us and we just call them mama. We check on them from time. Every time we see them, though, our whole attitude changed because we know we already bowing down to them. When moms show up, we're a whole different person.
Yeah.
But they earn that title from us for some reason or another. Because we met Miss Mary, we met Miss whoever, and at some point, she crossed over from Miss Mary or Miss Louise to Mom Mary, Mom Louise, because she just treated her like one of her kids. So no matter what. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man, you open the can, so we got to talk about it now. All them kids, man, that came to you, say, can you call me? Can I call you dad, or can you be my dad, or whatever? Now we got to talk about the other side. What happened to the real dads, right? We got to talk about that. Where they at? You know what I mean? What's going on that we got so many kids out here that need I'm gonna call it gifted dads. That's what I'm gonna call it, because it's a gift. It's a gift. If you go into somebody, if somebody allows you to be there. I'm gonna do air quote child. That's a gift, man. And so now we got the gifted dad with a real dad.
Well, and it's funny you should say that, sir, because that's the show I got planned. Because
okay.
And I'm gonna touch on it real quick, but you know, the new term is, because I hate the word step because I don't have step kids, they're bonus kids.
I say
so
yeah.
When we start talking about this,
yeah,
and the thing, and it's crazy because I actually did this at a stand-up, not a stand-up, at a sit-down with some gentlemen. And you know, I was trying not to go in too hard because they wasn't ready. They thought I was there. They thought I was there for something else. And I was like, you know, it's sad that men will try to shame stepdads as opposed to uplifting them because they did something you wouldn't do. Because I know guys who say they won't date a woman with kids. Ain't no beef. Pick and choose as you will. And you don't have to date them, but don't try to shame them. If you're going to shame somebody, shame the dude that left them as a single parent.
Right.
Oh, well, she might have did this. She might have did. You're right. And she might not have. But something that we know she didn't do, we know for a fact, we know she didn't walk out on the kids. That's an unarguable fact. Whether she is able to raise these boys into men, see, that's debatable. But what is a fact is she didn't walk out on her kids. He did. So if we're going to shame somebody, we're going to shame him. Because if you believe in your heart of hearts that the woman that you inseminated can't raise your son, why did you leave your son behind? That ain't on her. Even when these women know they ain't equipped, very few of them turn their kids over. So you can't tell me nothing bad about them. They tried. Mo on here, Marcus is here, Mark is here, Joe somewhere in the background. Have we all not failed at something? And have we all not failed at something more than once? And we kept doing till we got it right. So why do we feel the need to shame these women for trying over and over and over again versus giving up on us? Even when we look past motherhood, and I'm gonna pick on my co-host right now. I'm sure there are times that Mo has worked his wife's last nerve, but guess what? She didn't give up on him. She stayed there. So why is it that why is it that dudes love to try to blame women for anything? So at some point when we're doing this uplifting and calling each other kings and all this other shit, make these brothers earn this title. See, Mo does mentorship. DVP does mentorship. See, so I'm helping our other kids. They're not mine. But I go to these schools. I spend my money. I spend my resources to try to get some of them through the humps for something they don't have in their life. Now, I done heard people tell me, they ain't your kid. You don't need to worry about that. Your kid is a part of my village, whether I like it or not. Because you don't want to do shit, I ain't got to adopt that mentality. I can't use the term men, Mark, because you know, somebody once said niggas and blacks, they look alike, but they're not the same. Men and dudes look alike, but they are not the same. See, dudes like to use the term men to try to elevate themselves. When you want to call yourself a man, it's kind of like being an adult. See, you can be of legal age. That don't make you an adult. Paying bills does not make you an adult. I know 15-year-olds who pay their own phone bill. Being an adult, being a grown-ass man, this is when you take accountability for things. This is when you start being responsible and you accept that. But guess what? Sometimes you're going to fall a little short. But as opposed to blaming somebody, you just do better. What did Dwayne Wade say? If you get knocked down 7 times, all you got to do is remember to get up 8. That's it. That's being an adult. That's being grown. Everything else don't matter. So some of these boys, some of these dudes who portraying themselves as men that's going around doing stuff and leaving at the first sign of trouble and they want to blame the woman, well, damn, player, a minute ago you said you wanted to be a king. How many kings you know was running? So what you running for? So, you know, I look at the Russell and Common thing. Everybody want to keep clowning Russell because he take care of Sierra. He takes care of his kids. Oh, them ain't his kids. Yeah, they are his kids. They live in his house. If they live in his house, guess what that makes them? His kids. So, fellas, if you're going to date a woman with kids, if you're really, truly going to date her, they become your kids. If you don't want to do that, then don't. Just say you want to be a player and just have sex with somebody, but you don't want the commitment because there's something that give up. Yeah, Mark, because you're short, it probably went over your head, but you know.
Mark is nuts.
So I'm gonna just talk to Mark because that's Mark. Mark has got good sense. I ain't talking to no more Marks. I'm just gonna. As a matter of fact, the rest of the show, I'm just gonna talk to people over 5'7". I'm sorry, I'm gonna talk to people over 5'3". How about that? So, but this is one of them things, and this is where, as men, as dudes, as boys, we all got to do better. See, what we're teaching some of these young boys is that it's okay to run. We ain't teaching them to stand up and fight for their rights. We're not teaching them to stand up and be accountable. We teach them, hey, when shit go wrong, blame somebody else. When shit go wrong, blame some. You know, most of my school years, I was given a valid excuse for being a bad kid. Oh, you know, he came from a single parent home. See, they give us that excuse to make us go ahead and give in and realize that the sooner they can make me think I ain't shit, then I'll accept that, because not being shit is an easy road to take.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, man, you know, I can do this because I ain't had no daddy. Well, what that mean? You can't miss what you never had. You can't. It's a... Mo, do you miss being a billionaire?
No, man. I don't even know what that's all about.
You can't miss it. So how can you miss something that you never had?
Exactly.
You can do a lot of wishful thinking and think, hey, had I had a dad, my life would have been different. And that's true. It could have been to your detriment. But what you got is you are how old you are because somebody stayed around and cared enough to try to get you to a point. And now you want to shame her. But there are plenty of dads who sold their kids a sex trafficking. There are plenty of dads who wasn't shit. And to sit back and act like the dude who walked out on you is shit is simply rhetorical in my book. If he thought enough of you to walk out, what makes you think he would have been a good positive role model? Oh, my mama chased him away. So your dad, aka King, let a woman run him off. What does that tell you about his fortitude? A woman ran him off. So you know what that means? That means he wouldn't have been shit in your life. Because at the first sign of trouble, he was going to take off. I don't get that. Thank you, Marcus. So I have a problem when we as men, we as little boys, this is why I always get into this heated debate, don't want to accept that. Oh man, you always defended women. You always protecting women. Well, you do know what our role in life is, right? Our role is to protect the lesser. We're supposed to protect them. So yeah, I'm supposed to protect women. I'm supposed to protect my brothers who can't protect themselves. I'm supposed to protect kids who are in my village. I don't just worry about who in hut number 6. I worry about hut number 7, hut number 5, hut number 4, all of that. That's what men are supposed. I'm gonna take Mo again. Mo is a prime example. Mo got a skill set. He got a knowledge base. But instead of Mo flexing and just beating his chest talking about who he was, Mo say, DVP, let me show you this. DVP, let's talk about this. DVP, let's help. See, Mo could have took off on his own. Mo didn't have to share shit. That's what dudes do. That ain't what men do. Men build around them. Men, so that they know that they're covered. Because guess what? Mo can't be everywhere at one time. DVP can't be everywhere at one time. Marcus can't be everywhere at one time. So when we have a knowledge, a skill set, a trade or something that we can show other people, we don't keep it to ourselves so we can be the king. We'll share it with everybody. We'll take care of everybody who want to be taken care of. So when Mo asked the question, where are these dudes? You know where they at? They sitting in the club flexing. They
Or
hanging out on the corner. Because you know what? See, when a woman get pregnant, she can't hide it. But me and Mo can go out and get 5 women pregnant and act like we don't know nothing about it. Nobody can ever call us out on it. Because how they going to know if we got kids or not? If we say we ain't got no kids, who they going to go back and ask? Who they going to go back and ask? And, you know, I thought about it. See, this I knew was going to get me in trouble, Mo. When you look at Karl Malone, supposed to be a good guy, but he got this kid and he ain't claiming forever and ever and ever. Now the kid playing in the NFL or somewhere, now Karl Malone on the claim. Barry Sanders, supposed to be the Christian playing football. He wasn't having sex till he got married. Come to find out he got a kid. Ray Carew tried to kill his baby mama because he didn't want to have a baby and pay child support. So we hear these stories again and again and again and again and again. And these just dudes with money. These are dudes that we looked up to for some of the reasons because they was good with a ball. But damn, they turn on their own kids. Hell, we don't even want to talk about Jesse Jackson because I know some of y'all love him. But Jesse Jackson got a little child. Where was he? While he was in the pulpit telling us what we should do, how we can do all these other things. But he was a pariah. I'm sorry. He was a parasite to our race too. So when Mo say, where are these dudes? Where are they? They sitting right there in plain sight. They sitting right there in plain sight, acting like they somebody else while not being shit. But we'll talk about somebody else for doing something. You know, what's the little buster name I just mentioned? Jesse Jackson. Got the nerve to talk shit about Obama because black people voted for him. Obama ain't left his kids nowhere. Jesse, you did. You only show up at black events where you think it's either gonna be cameras or money. And I ain't gonna make this I hate Jesse Jackson show, even though hashtag I hate Jesse Jackson. But Mo asked the question: Where are these men? Where are these men that make it so I gotta stand up? Because what I do know, because I passed sex ed, these kids didn't get here by themselves. They didn't get here by themselves.
it wasn't the stork.
Wasn't the stork. What? As much as I like to tell that lie, they didn't get, I tell my kids all the time, they be like, I said, you came from Walmart. I still got the receipt. We know that ain't the way it go. It ain't the way it go. They don't come from Walmart. They don't come from no damn store. The store deliver pickles, not babies. I got a set of them pickles upstairs now. Let's see what. There's a book called Complimentary by, I ain't gonna pronounce that name because I ain't gonna mess it up. We must choose our compliments wisely. No men have taken in the program for destruction. All of us are fighting against. And I'm gonna have to get. Joe, you read that book? But are we fighting against it, Marcus? Or do we use it to uplift us through bullshit? Because you can't want honesty if you're accepting a bullshit title for something that you haven't done. I appreciate the fact that you call me a positive African-centered man who's a warrior. See, that's what I want to be. I want to be a warrior and a protector. That's what that's the bulk of us are supposed to be. We're not supposed to be kings and queens. We're not supposed to be royalty, because royalty is for a whole different group of people. Not saying that some of us can't attain it, but we shouldn't just be giving it on a face level just cause. See, I have no problem calling Mo my brother. We ain't never met. But I'm willing to bet if I need something, I can ask Mo. You know, there are people who I feel like I can ask something of. I can ask, a little bit more than I probably deserve because we have a connection and a relationship. There are other people I wouldn't ask nothing of. And I hear people all the time say, you ain't got no family, man. I wouldn't ask them for shit. So what's the purpose of having family if you can't ask them for nothing? What's the purpose? Why you calling this guy uncle, but you can't ask him for nothing? Oh, because he called you king? Well, why? And this is a man-centered thing because we keep saying we want to be leaders. Is that not right, Mo?
Yeah, that's crazy. That makes no sense, man.
We want to be leaders, but we don't want to lead. I'm confused. How you going to lead if you don't want to lead? We want submission, but we don't want to lead. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
Go ahead.
Let me hit up some of these comments, man. There's some good comments in here. So Marcus is saying there's a book called Complementary by Wally Baruti. We must choose our compliments wisely. So that's kind of what we're talking about, you know, king, God, this and that. You know, a number of men have taken in the programming for destruction. All of us are fighting against it. And I believe that. I believe, you know, because that was the, in my opinion, that was the master plan, right? We're gonna program all these individuals so they work for us, so they think like us, so they like what we like, they'll do what we want them to do. And so that's part of the programming. So, you know, yeah, we got to get deprogrammed and figure out where we need to be and what we need to do. And a lot of that starts with talking to elders, man. Some of the elders already lived their life, been through stuff, had to figure this stuff out. That's what I say. In any case, so yeah, no, that sounds pretty good. And then Joe was talking about when we was talking about Karl Malone, he said Karl Malone fathered a child with a 13-year-old girl named Gloria Bell when he was a 20-year-old, college sophomore at Louisiana Tech. I have, for the life of me, I don't know why that dude ain't in prison then, because that's statutory rape.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, yes, sir. Oh, yeah, statute of limitations. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they probably didn't discover it until after a certain period of time. But I don't know. You think so? I don't know. Do you think that is a valid argument? You know, so what? It's a law in the book. I don't care about that. Let's talk about it. You think that's a valid argument? Because it took us too long to catch you. You good, brother. You good. You think that's a valid argument?
But again, we were told we're not supposed to bring people down. You know, we always trying to bring black people down. No, we're not. We're trying to bring the bad ones down. See, and here's the beef. You niggas keep trying to bring Russell down for taking care of his wife and her kids, ergo his kids. Oh, I wouldn't do that. So you wouldn't take care of another man's kid. Now, half of y'all want to sleep with Sierra, but you don't want what come with it. See, but you constantly bring Russell down, who is uplifting. He's showing his son, that, hey, another man can step in. You can still know who your dad is. And hey, like most of us, you can have 2-3 parents as you choose, because that's what we do as we get old in life. But he's showing him that you can take care of another man's kids and still be masculine, as opposed to these other dudes who like acting like somebody else's kids is akin to having a third head. And so we don't want to talk bad about black people. We don't want to talk bad. And Mo, put your time on, because you're going to need to stop me. We don't want to talk bad about the Snoops, who, you know, he said what he said, but Snoop in the gang. What was Snoop at when Trayvon was getting killed? Was he calling out his gangbangers doing anything to Zimmerman? No. But as soon as Gail said something about Kobe, Snoop went off the handle. So you can jump on Gail for saying something truthful about Kobe, but you can't do nothing about a white dude who killed a black kid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You killing me with this. You in pictures with Donald Trump. You're hanging out with the little white chick. You done said you don't date black women, that your wife is the only black woman you will ever date because black women ain't worthy. Yet, we still hold Snoop to a high esteem. Why? Snoop done said he don't like black women. Snoop don't mess with black people. But we don't say nothing bad about him. But you'll talk about Russell Wilson. It confuses me. And this ain't stuff, oh, you just don't like. I don't like him. I have a problem with men who want to attack women. You got a forum? Yeah, you got a gang. Why not use your gang for good? Because I'm going to stick to what I said, and I don't believe in violence. But why didn't you go after Zimmerman? Why didn't you go after Zimmerman? They ain't got no Crips and Bloods in Florida? Of course they do, because they're down here in the South. I know they down here. But you ain't put them on him. Umar did the same thing. You love going after women, but you won't go after black dudes. I don't get this. You won't go after white dudes. So we say this. We tell ourselves the lie that all races stick together. But when you look at TV, I'm thinking, how many black people is it really who going after Trump? You know who bought Trump down? Who got him impeached the first time? It was white people. Who got him impeached the second time? It was white people. So quit saying that all races stick together except for us. We the race that don't stick together. We don't fight together. And we keep picking separate enemies. We don't want to invite people to the picnic because they don't think the way we think. You know how me and Mo would have no conversation if it was based on us thinking the exact same thing. I told y'all this before. Part of the reason me and Mo get along so good is because we know how to disagree without going into name calling. Me and Joe disagree without going into name calling. We ain't gonna change each other's mind. And guess what? That's okay. Because Mo got free will. He can think what he want to think. I ain't got it like every thought he got. He ain't got it like every thought I got. The point is to have a different perspective, to see what other people are thinking so that you know that your world, you ain't a king. You don't run people. You can't tell them what to think. You can't tell them how to do this. Everybody got a choice. Mo gonna do what work for Mo. Marcus gonna do what work for Marcus. Joe gonna do what work for Joe. Sometimes these things, they coincide. Sometimes they collide and they just don't match. But guess what? Everybody life still go on. And we ain't got to say nothing bad about each other. All right, we're going to be here at 8 o'clock, Marcus. Don't go too far. And, you know, but why? When I look to Mo and Joe, and I truly do, because they better versions, even though they shit starters, they better versions of me because I just be wanting to fight. They try to do some things tactfully. And I appreciate that about them. I do. Because sometimes I want to be tactful, but then I realized I didn't pay my layaway, so they took my tag back. So it's just me. But these brothers, sometimes they egg me on. They give me something. They'll throw me a little fish out there, knowing I'm gonna go for it like a shark and bite at it. And they suck me. So, but I'm okay with that because you know what? At the end of the day, everybody has a role. Everybody has a role, and once you have a circle, you learn what everybody's good for, and it's okay to let people do what they're good at. Cause see, when I went here, they was great shit starters. But when I'm here, they like to defer to me, and you can see them just toss up them. You can see them tossing up watermelons for me to hit, and I'm okay with that though. But we're not gonna sit around and blow smoke up each other's ass to get the show done. The people who come to the show, the people who inbox me, they like the honesty, they like the transparency, they like the fact that we can all disagree about some shit. And guess what? We still here laughing and joking and moving forward because we still respect each other. So whether it's by blood or whether it's by cyber stuff, and on some level, we're still brothers. We're still brothers. In life, it's just when Mo say, "Hey, I'm starting this group. I need y'all." Me and Joe both laugh. He made, and I appreciate Mo because it made it sound like he was asking. He didn't use no question marks, but it sounded like a question. He made it sound like we had an option to say no. It was cute. It really was, but he knew when he asked what the answer was. But he was being politically correct. He waited or he put us in it, but he knew he was going to do it. He knew. You can't tell me he thought in no chance, no matter how busy my schedule is, and it's been busy, that when Mo said, "Hey, DDP, I need you to do this." See, he said just like that. And then, he'll raise the eyebrow. The eyebrow is the question mark because he ain't going to put it in a sentence. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Because he got a good program. And he's a better leader at some stuff because I have time restrictions. But if he get it started, tell me when I need to be there. I ain't going to be there every day. But when he tell me I need to be there, I'm going to find an hour or two to be there when he need me. So he knows this. And same thing with Mo. With Joe. Joe come on here. He got his books that we need to read. He come on here with his facts and challenge you to fact check him. I don't like some of the shit he say, but I know he still is presenting factual data from a good place. He ain't trying to change nobody's mind. He's just giving us facts. Some of them we ain't gonna like. So when we're doing this, and right now the show is all men. Me, Joe, Marcus, Mark, everybody's a man. At some point, we got to reach outside ourselves and get these little shady ass dudes and either shame them or get them to step up. But we can't keep acting like it's okay for them to be shitty dudes. That me, Mo, Joe, Mark, we're unicorns. Oh, because I really hate when they say it ain't many guys like you left. That just irks my fucking soul. What do you mean? Ain't many good guys left. That hurts my soul. And then they give you example after example after example after example after example. That hurts me. Because we should be calmer. We should be calmer. What you got, Mo? Let me get me some lemonade.
Oh man, you had a lot of stuff there, man. It was yeah, here's the thing. If you out here being disruptive, the universe will not protect you. You know what I mean? So I would say try to be out here doing good stuff. No matter what space you in. If you're talking about being good to maybe a team you don't know. I know all the time DVP, kind of takes it upon himself to self-mentor people. He told me one day he just walk up to somebody and start having a conversation, man. What's going on? What you doing? And just give them some seeds of knowledge. Can you imagine if all of us who has something to some knowledge or some information to give a young brother, young sister, if we just did that, that would be amazing, man. Because I know I didn't have that. I had just the opposite in my life. I had people coming up, and these brothers probably did too. Had people coming up telling me exactly what not to do. Go do this, man, or hey, make her feel this way, and then you'll get what you need, and this and that. Tell me all the wrong stuff, and that kind of stuff. That's just trouble waiting to happen. And the only thing you're gonna do with that information is fine tune it. You're gonna take that information, fine tune it, make it better so that you can be more skilled with it. You're gonna end up in a bad way, and that's it. And so, I got myself in this circle. I like these brothers. I like Joe Mo and DVP and Mark and everybody else who came on the show because we all talk the same language. And what I mean, I don't mean we like all the same stuff. I mean, we talk the same language. What language is that? Oh, the language is that, we think before we act. Okay. We have information that is beneficial. We want to make the world, I'll say the world, we want to make the world, our world at least, a better place. We want to be a resource to improve things, and that's the kind of people you want to hook your star to. Don't be out here, most of us all at a particular age right now where we have intelligence to do that, and I'm not saying it takes you to be an older person to have the information, but with age comes experience, and with experience comes wisdom. Because I know I had to get burnt several times, and it happened over a period of time before I actually got it. I didn't have a mentor to say, look, man, this was gonna happen. Because if I had that, it probably would have happened one time, right? I would have got burnt once, and I'd been like, oh, that's what my mentor said. I ain't doing that again. That's over. That's done. All right. But if you don't have that, you probably gonna make the same mistakes several times. You're gonna get tripped up several times. You're gonna think you don't got no options, and that's how we all get in trouble when you start doing that. It's like, because I know there have been several times. I don't know about everybody else. There have been several times where I said to myself, I ain't getting burnt again. That happened this time. It ain't happening again. And what do you know? It didn't register. I didn't see it coming. They use a different technique. They use different processes. They use different principles. Got me again. Mad as hell. I'm like, oh man, I said I wasn't going to get God again, but God got again. So I think it's extremely important to have people, a circle that can at least tell you, watch out for this. Look out for that. Be careful with this. They're not going to tell you about this. But if you do this, there are going to be consequences that come with that. Those are the things that a lot of us are missing, man. Especially the teens really need that. But there's some of us that are older that need that, I stay out of the way. So I ain't getting in trouble nowadays. I'm out of the way as much as possible. It could still happen, but, I'm out of the way. And like I said, I got a toolbox that I honed over the years. And this is the stuff that, we want to bestow and talk about. And, everybody out there, if you got information, bring it to the show, man. We want to hear from y'all. Bring it to the show. We don't discriminate, man. We don't think even though we know a lot, me, Joe, and DVP, we know a lot. We don't discriminate, man. If the information is good, you got good information, bring it to the show. Throw it out here. Let's talk about it. You know, let's chop it up. It may help somebody. Who knows?
And the thing is, because pain is still the best teacher. Because people are going to tell you stuff, and you're still going to think you can do it better. And that's okay, because you're trying. The thing is, when you fail, get back up and try again. Try something different. It's all about the education, because I'm sure that all of us have been told not to do something that we tried anyway. Because we thought, that was old school, Pop. I'm smarter than this. I'm better than this. Whatever. It's okay. But don't just quit because it don't work the first time. And that's all I'm saying. And that's part of what Mo trying to say. Because sometimes we don't know what questions to ask. Sometimes people don't know what to tell us because we don't talk. And you know, when I do the show about men and emotions, we are the worst at emotions because we were never taught how to deal with them. That's why. That's one of the biggest reasons I say that it's hard for men to raise boys. We were never taught to deal with emotions. So who's better to teach people how to deal with emotions than somebody who understands emotions? And 90% of the time, that's not men. Even grown-ass men who are full-fledged, we still don't know how to process our emotions because we're learning on the fly. We're learning on the fly. We've been taught things that we know at our age now is bullshit. So who's teaching the younger generation? You know, we can say, yeah, it's okay to cry, but we still don't say when and what happens next. It's okay to cry, but understand bills will still due. Life is still going on. You can't cry forever. Process. And you know, anybody who's ever lost a loved one, no, you never fucking stop crying. You just stop crying every day. That's it. The sadness don't go away. It just doesn't show its head as much, but it's still there. But you keep moving. You keep moving. Well, see, at my age, can I teach a boy how to handle his emotions? I can't, because understand this. Emotions are personal. See, I can say this with my two co-hosts now. How we process emotions is totally different. So I could have 2-3 boys with me. If they hot-heads like me, there's a good chance I can teach them what to do because I had high-headed tendencies. But if they're level-headed and they are true thinkers, I can't tell them because I don't know how the emotions are coming to them. So, and that's one of the things people always want to say, oh, a man can teach a boy how to deal with his emotions better than a woman. No, he can't if he don't know how to fucking manage his own emotions. So how in the hell can I teach somebody else? I can't. I can teach you. What I can teach you is think about when you respond to something, the consequences. I can teach you cause and effect, but I can't teach you emotions. I can't tell you that when you get so upset about something that you shouldn't break a glass. I'm sure between the three of us here, we've broken shit that we could afford to pay for, and it was okay because we could afford to pay for it. But before we could afford to pay for it, you know, the best example I give is the little kid outside playing baseball in the backyard and he break a window. And somebody say, you know, you can't break that window. Well, that's bullshit. The window already broke. So clearly I can break it. There just needs to be a consequence for breaking the window so I understand. But don't tell me I can't do something that I clearly just did. So how do I handle those? And see, again, I can teach you consequences and repercussions, but I don't know if I can teach you how to handle emotions because that's a whole different animal. And anybody who has had kids has known all kids aren't created the same. That's why parents have such a hard time. They can teach you from their level. I can go up to Chicago. Joe can teach me some shit about how to deal with crime in Chicago. But what Joe can't teach me is how to be a cop like him, because that's a personality and emotion thing. Joe can say, hey, this is what you should do. And Joe being a police chief, I'm sure he can tell you all his police officers were not the same. Some he could leave without supervision, like kids. Some needed a lot of supervision. Some needed constant pats on the back. Some needed challenges. This is a whole process with us. That's why I hate when we say men can do this. No, men arbitrarily cannot do it. We gotta know what we good at. Joe ain't good at everything. Mo ain't good at everything. DVP damn sure ain't good at everything. But there are some things that we are great at. So we may be able to teach those. You got one more time to make a face. I don't know. One more. Who laid his ass on the stage? So, but how the hell are you, Joe Mo?
Man, listen, your conversation is hello, Mark. Conversation is on point. I would say this. Hosea from the Old Testament, chapter 4, verse 6. But for a lack of knowledge, my people perish. King also would refer to that. But I have to interject one thing. The difference between us and them, and to your point, Mo, the reason that they are so successful is that they have been taught from ground up how to surround and find that person that will indeed tell them that they are not wearing clothes, if you get my drift. We have not, because of the structural issues and the psychological trauma of the slavery and coming out of it. Remember this, they've got 400 years on us. So if you look at the training cycle and how the psychosis that goes along with trusting, let's just start there, which is an issue in and of itself, even training kids and helping kids do certain things, they have to trust you. But we have not gotten to the point where, as leaders, and this is just my take, having seen it from different angles, we have not structurally developed within our DNA how to connect with that group of people that we could surround ourselves with and be that group. And let me give you a prime example. As bad as I hate to say it, look at Donald Trump. Do they surround him?
Absolutely.
Bingo. Now, you may not like it, but it's a fact. If we look at all the mayors, particularly in Chicago, that probably should have gone to jail, everybody around them went to jail. It's almost mob-like. In fact, it is. But then you look at all the people they put in place. We have failed to even get that right yet. Look at our power structures right now. Without going into today's happenings, they can replace their leaders so quick, but they build that consensus where everybody gets the idea. What is the focus? It ain't me, it's we. It's not me, it's not I, it's us. It's all inclusive. And I'm telling you, based on the trauma from slavery, until we build that bond, until we learn or get that discernment and quit letting everything here. And let me just say this. And I want you, if you disagree, please tell me. How many?
We disagree.
Times, thank you. Well, DVP, you don't count. Think about this. How many times have we been around and seen situations where somebody could whisper something in one person's ear, and all of a sudden it becomes gospel? But you can't do that with that group, if you get my drift.
Yeah. I get you.
You can't do it. You cannot. We can't pierce their inner circle. One, because they're not going to let you. And two, you don't have the power to. You could be the most intelligent person. You can't pierce it because you don't have the common bond of being a light-skinned person.
And Joe, just to add to that, sometimes information comes from them outside our group, gets in, and people believe it.
Yes. I've seen that. It actually is kind of Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu said that why should I have to fight my enemy if I can destroy it from within? And that's where the idea of the fifth column comes from.
Wow, that's heavy, man. That's heavy.
DVP, am I right or wrong?
That's heavy.
Oh, I got to say when you're right.
That's heavy. Wow.
So, we've got so many issues. I heard a newscaster today, man, I almost went through the screen. So Charlie Kirk gets killed today. And that whole nother subject. But this newscaster, who was a former Democratic rep from, I believe, New York, starts tearing up and he says, I've never seen them assassinate a political leader.
What is what, man? I see why he was going to go to the TV. Are you kidding me? We had two most prominent political leaders in Black history were killed.
How about Medgar Evers? Beside King and X, Medgar Evers. How about Swarmage Cheney down in Mississippi? How about all these leaders they've been assassinating? And that's where the term regime change comes from. We were doing that way before World War I, World War II, down in South America, regime change. Banana Republic, all that. But when he said that, I'm like, are you kidding me? But here's the problem. Watch what happens in the next few days. They're going to make a martyr out of this guy, but you got to watch the buzzwords that are going to start popping up. Liberal, Democrat. Equate that with Black. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it because, marketing and language are two of the biggest, strongest tools out there. Until we learn how to combat that, even within our own social groups, we don't adopt standard language, standard marketing, so that way we can insulate ourselves from all that stuff that's coming from the outside. You know what I mean? So this is the most powerful tool out there, man. That's what the news was. The news has been in indoctrination. That's what it's been this whole time, right? When they had the stations, nowadays it's starting to get splintered. But when they had the stations, you get indoctrinated every night just before you eat your dinner. They come on, they tell you a few things, hit you with a few things, put their little spin on it, polish it up with just the right coloring, and there you go. You're off and running. You got your info.
But let me add this. We are taught to hate each other more than they hate us. Let me give you a prime example. I'll use me as an example. When I got promoted, I at that point had written 3 or 4 grants for the department. I've been in 2 shootouts. Made the first arrest of Cold Case Squad in the city of Chicago, state of Illinois. Wrote the first search warrant for a biological sample. Do you know what people told me how I got promoted?
DEA. No,
because he was light skinned.
No. What's that?
He was light skinned.
Oh my!
I know he was light skinned.
Coming from you, I take that as a compliment. But
I'm saying, but ain't that what they were saying?
No, better. They
said
affirmative
action.
Well, no, it was worse. Your sister did it for you.
Ooh.
Nothing could have been further from the truth.
Ooh. Wow.
But again, I actually had other Black men come to me with that bull. I had one guy, I had enough. I just laid him out. I said, listen, do you think that if my sister had anything to do with this, I would have left as a sergeant? Now, mind you, our promotional system, we have this thing called merit and testing and all that. And I know for a fact that some people had the test where I had to study for the test. And I'm not blaming the whole system. I'm not going to do that. I also know people that didn't do any of the things I had done. Grants, warrants, arrests. But it was my sister. But it was Black people that came to me, not even white folks.
Now, how that rumor get started, Joe? You think it was somebody within the unit that started that kind of rumor?
It didn't matter how it started. It was carried by more Black people, though.
Oh, yeah. Got you. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But see, remember what I was saying? We rather bring down somebody who is hard to question than we would somebody who is questionable. See, we'll bring down Russell, but we won't bring down Snoop.
Right.
We'll bring somebody else down, but we won't bring Umar down. People who we know are actually, we got to stick together. Why are we sticking together with somebody who's breaking us down? But we will promote somebody. We rather promote them. Somebody who's actually doing good. We got to find out a reason why they're so good at what they do. Because it can't be because they're good. It's got to be something else.
Well, let me address Umar for a second. A lot of the stuff he says is good. I think very spicy. But here's a dude that talks about snow bunnies. And then he talks about the righteousness of Black men. And then he turns around and marries 2 women. So the law doesn't apply to you. They still have now, I think after 10 years or 20 years, he still hasn't opened that school. Now, how much money has he gathered for the school that he was supposed to be opening?
Well, not enough, because he said y'all buying grits instead of supporting him.
But LeBron James, on the other hand, has put over 2,000 kids through college. But you want to knock him? Stephen A. Smith, dog this dude. Now, I'm not a fan of LeBron, but I'm never mad at a father for promoting his son. So Stephen A. Smith jumps up and down on LeBron about his son. And LeBron confronted him, rightfully so. But now, didn't Stephen A. Smith put his daughter on one of the channels? Hypocrite much?
that Jesse Jackson mentality.
Now, I put some up there, and because my internet was falling in and out. There's a couple of books I want you all to take a look at. Rising Sun, The Making of Barack Obama, and Shakedown, Exposing Jesse Jackson. Free to read. Get it from your library. Oh, and there's more. You know I got more.
I know you got more.
Joe,
those are two.
Those are nonfiction, I take it?
Extremely nonfiction.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, in certain circles, Obama was called the Manchurian Candidate, but I'm sure that'll go over a few people's head.
Wow.
Who was brown nosing, Mark? Oh, that's probably what you're saying about Joe. And you know, like I said, we can sit here and the good thing about the three of us is we all got different perspectives about things, and we don't knock the other one's perspective because everybody getting it from their point of view. And you know, that's why I hate we can watch the same show, but because of our life experiences, we're not gonna all get the same message. Messages are received by your life events. And people don't understand. That's why I say people don't understand. It's hard to do certain things generically for everybody. I can relate. I was telling the ladies that coming up, there was a long time I only dated women who had kids because I saw how hard my mother tried. And I figured a woman who's trying deserves a help. So I specifically, that was a target audience for me because I know how hard some of them try. I know guys who won't date women. Yeah. From the looks of social media, most of these guys either hate women or want to be women. I don't know what their motivation is. So it's hard for me to talk to them because I'm gonna pick on my two co-hosts.
Please,
because I know that they've been in relationships with women. Do you ever recall a time in your dating period? I know for both of y'all, that's like 100 years ago, where you wanted to be courted. When did men start wanting to be courted?
I never had that problem.
Have either one?
Courted, no. Interest, yes. Courted, no.
And it's like, oh, I want these women don't never ask to take us out. And I'm thinking, well, damn, you know, there's a whole group of people that will take you out now. You just need to cross on over. I'm sure there's quite a few guys that will find you attractive because it's like what is supposed to be our role, you know. And I always joke about, I'm from the South. I don't know how you guys are raised, but I was raised that I got to pay for the first date. In reality, I'm supposed to pay for the first two. So let's just say for whatever reason, Oprah decided she liked me. Oprah want to go to France.
You too dark, man. Let me just stop that.
Just work with the scenario. Well, we're gonna go on this trip, but we got to go to Waffle House first because the first date is what a man is supposed to pay for. So our first date can't be to the south of France because I have to pay for the first date. And that was just something that Southern gentlemen, oh no, you can't let her pay for these dudes don't want to pay for the first date or they want to go Dutch.
I never even heard that term.
I had a woman say, hey, you know, well, let's just go meet each other. You know, you can pay for your stuff, I can pay for my stuff. I was like, so then why are we gonna be there together? I mean, you know, because again, if we're doing this right, I've had some conversation, there's interest. So why are we going Dutch? Because I wish my daughter would tell me she was going somewhere to meet a boy and she was gonna pay her own way. Shawty, you fucking grounded. So what if he like you, he gonna pay? Because I'm confused on this whole Dutch shit. This is some shit created by us again because we want to be, and I hate to use this term, but these new age brothers is effeminate as hell. Next thing you know, they're gonna want them to open the door for them, carry the bag. What the hell, fellas?
Carry them over the threshold.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Come on, make this make sense to me. You know, women only want equality when they come to pay. Well, that's what the equal rights fight was about. It was about pay, damn it. It wasn't about relationships. So I don't even get how y'all get that. We didn't fight for the right to vote just so we could vote for black people. We fought for the right to vote so we could have a say so on what was going on.
Correct.
Equal rights was about pay. It wasn't about. It was about everything. And you know, what time is before I get too distracted? See, that's why I don't like having y'all on the show, because I had something I wanted to talk about. Y'all got me way off kilter. You know,
that's called dementia, man.
This dude was talking to me and he said, "Yeah, man." He said, "These women, they ain't nothing like our grandmama. Grandmama could do this, and this." I said, "You realize your grandmama couldn't work, first of all. So if we start from there, she couldn't work, so she really did. Whether we want to admit it or not, in reality, if we look at it for what it's worth, grandma was almost a slave. Because guess what? Your granddaddy worked 60 to 70 hours a week also. He didn't ask grandmama to put up half. So if you want this old school relationship like your grandmama and granddaddy had that you think was so fucking great, quit asking her to go half. Because I guarantee your granddaddy never asked your grandmama to go half. She couldn't work. She couldn't. It was not possible. See, so equal rights made it good for some of y'all because y'all couldn't get this 50-50 shit and she still couldn't work. You niggas would have to step up even more because now y'all got to work 2 50-hour-a-week jobs. And it's like, but y'all keep, my grandmama did this. Well, grandmama didn't have a whole lot to do during the day. She couldn't work. She couldn't own no property. She couldn't do no rentals. What was she going to do? The whole thing back in the day was for your grandmama to find a man so they could put her ass out the house so they can move on. But we don't seem to get that part of the show. They feminine, Mark. It ain't that they was raised wrong. They feminine. Now, you ain't finna tell me no different. When you start wanting women to carry bags and court you, listen, before marriage, I dated lots of women. And the ones I dated seriously, they took me out. They paid for stuff. It wasn't on a regular basis because I didn't like that. But, you know, they would try. But my old-fashionedness just wasn't comfortable with them paying a lot, especially if I was a better breadwinner. But they did other things for me. I didn't have to ask for them. I didn't have to beg or cry for them. These dudes want, man, if a woman asks me out, she's supposed to pay. And if that's what you go for, that's what you go for. I don't care who asks. If it's the first date, this dude is paying.
So DVP, look, this is the thing,
yes,
man.
Sir.
A lot of people don't understand that the way you move in that space is all about you. It's about you as an individual. Ain't got nothing to do with the girl. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. If you move a certain way, it's all about you as an individual. So I'm in your school. I'm like you. If I'm going on a date, for me, it's already a known fact in my head that I'm paying, that I'm opening doors, that I'm about to treat this woman a certain way. Okay. If we got that far, I already made it up in my mind that this is somebody I'm interested in. If we get that far, if we're going on a date or whatever. If it's just a, you know, we first meeting, all right, we hitting a donut shop, man. We going to a park, going to a museum. You ain't got to worry about all that who's paying and half this and half that. You know what I mean? So that's my protocol. That's how I move.
Joe?
Well, that's interesting. I would say that I would have to agree with some of what you just said, DVP. What Mark is talking about is completely wacko. I got to be honest. My family comes from the South, and I still open the doors for my wife, my daughter. When I was dating 40, 50 years ago, when Abraham Lincoln was alive, and, you know, we're driving Conestoga wagons with the rim, even then. But even my son still does. I mean, he still opens the door. Yes, ma'am, no. But that's something that I will continue to do, and I will continue to teach. Certain things have value, and let me in.
The new Jack. Let the new Jack in.
Yeah,
D.
let new Jack in so we can jack his slacks.
We need to do a counterbalance between his period and our period, because personally I don't like what they doing nowadays.
No.
Let's talk. We need to talk about it, man.
Before you do that, let me give you this piece on perspective. I had a murder case where the victim says that she saw the gun. It was a revolver because she's looking dead at it. And she said that she saw 4 little round things and the cylinder bullets. So the witness who's on the side says it wasn't a revolver, it was a semi-automatic. Well, both can be right because he's standing on the side. You can't see curvature from the side.
Right.
So it's a matter of perspective. Neither one is wrong. But because our society says one has to be right and one has to be wrong, we don't take the responsibility of saying that both can be right in that space.
Man, Joe, I need to expand on that, because this is one of the things I'm trying to get people to understand is that so if you think, I don't know, anybody here plays chess, or if anybody here plays the lottery or whatever, but here's the thing. The point is this: there's infinite dimensions, infinite options, infinite ways to do just about everything. So don't get stuck in this binary. A lot of people get stuck in this binary thing, right? Republican, Democrat. There's other ways that you can vote, right? People get stuck up, male, female. There's other types of people on this earth. Okay, so this binary thing it blows my mind, man, because I got stuck in that one time. I'll tell this quick story. I think I told it before, but I got stuck in that one time. I was dating this girl, about to have dinner, and I knew she liked rice. I like spaghetti, right? She said, I got the meat done. What you want, rice or spaghetti? She was setting my ass up. Y'all know she was setting me up, right? You know what I'm supposed to say, right? I'm supposed to say rice because that's what she wants, right? So I'm saying, like, I don't like rice. I don't want rice with this food. I don't want rice with it. I want these noodles with it. And so I'm in a dilemma, right? So I'm stuck. I'm in this binary space, right? So something smacked me in the head, man. Gave me the answer, man. I avoided all the arguments, all the problems. I said, "You mind cooking them both?" She was like, "Okay." So I was like, and that right there, I'm never gonna forget that, because that was the first time I got out of the binary thinking, man. And I was like, "Hey, man, that worked." So we got to practice that more. Don't get stuck in these spaces, man, like that.
Hey, man, that's from Star Trek, the Kobayashi Maru, but that's another story. when Kirk cheated on one of the exam that he was supposed to fail, it was like, nah, I beat it. You're like, no, you didn't. You cheated. It ain't cheating if you trying.
If you ain't trying.
That's right.
So Mark is here, and let me just say this, Mark.
Uh-oh.
I understand them between old school and new school, but I also understand that you can't ask for half. We're going to do 50-50, and these dudes want her to do everything because they don't want to do no housework. If she working 40 hours a week and he working 40 hours a week, that's it. But you want her to do more while you do less. You want her to take you out while you do less. And then you want to know why she don't respect you, because she's acting the part where we said, oh, and she's got masculine energy. Well, what the hell is masculine energy? Unless she grab you by the nape of your neck and snatch you up, that's masculine energy. But paying rent ain't masculine energy because that's what adults do. Paying bills is not masculine energy because that's what adults do. Not asking you to pay for something ain't masculine energy. It's because she's been doing it all along anyway. So, and that's the funny thing, because the dude said, if a woman tells you, if you try to pay for something, she pay, oh, you got masculine energy. So if she tells you that paying for something, if you think that paying for something is masculine energy, then you shouldn't allow her to pay no way. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Either paying is masculine or it ain't. Because if it is, then you should never let her pay. Never. And if y'all are equals, guess what? There's no leader. That's why I will never do a 50-50 relationship. because that means we're I want to be the leader, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit more. As a matter of fact, I want to do a lot more because I don't even want to be close. But that's who I am. Go ahead, Mark. Because you want to come on and give your parent.
Yeah, because it's okay that you had that old mentality, Darren. That's cool. Oh, it's old. What I'm gonna say is it's outdated. Because the point that you made was when granddaddy paid for everything, grandma didn't work, grandma had no money. So how can grandma take granddad out if she has no income? So that's why it started back then. Okay, you were raised that this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I'm supposed to do. But now we're in a society now where it damn near takes two to live a comfortable lifestyle. So it takes two. So being 50-50 is okay. But the dating part, if a woman decides she want to pay for the first date, that's okay. Let her be who she want to be and let her do it how she want to do it. It shouldn't make the man feel like, oh, I'm less than a man because I let a woman pay for the first date. I'm less than a man because she took me out. No, the new generation, we don't think like that. If a woman decides to,
Mark, how old are you, Mark? How old are you?
I'm 47. I'm 47.
How the hell are you in the new generation?
Hey.
But go ahead.
But your generation is, dinosaurs. We get that though. So what I'm saying is now things have changed so much that now women are financially stable where they can take men out on dates, and it's okay.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mark. Let me just say this. So see this. So DVP, man, you need to do some outreach. We need some women on the show because while I can't speak for women, I can tell you right now, there's probably some women out there that they ain't going for that. I can't speak for them though. I can't speak for them.
It is women that's not gonna go for that, but you find you one that will. That saying well, one won't do, another one will. That's real. So grasp the concept. If it's a guy that's looking for a woman or meet a woman, say I want to pay for the first date, it shouldn't be a problem. You less than a man. And that's the problem of y'all old school people that have came in and I was taught I got to pay all the bills. That's the only way I'm gonna be the head of the household. That's not how it goes anymore.
See, your first mistake is as a young man, you didn't listen to the old man. That's your first mistake. Your second mistake is to make a consensus statement by beginning with you all. See, that's kind of slavish, kind of occupationist. But I'll get you some more. DVP is about to die over there. Go get him, son.
Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes, DVP. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll let you talk. Because one thing the DVP said was, and he says this all the time, we were taught things incorrectly when we were being raised. You said that 1,000 times, and that could be one of the things that you were taught incorrectly, that you should be out here damn near killing yourself working 80 hours a week to be king of the house.
Was them your 2 minutes?
I pause just so you can talk.
Okay, first of all, because I don't live outside my means, I ain't never had to work 60 hours a week to do nothing. I know how to work that. See, that's one of them things I actually did learn. But if we're going to be factual and actual, see, back in our grandparents' days, the woman moved in with him. These new age Negroes, they're moving in with her. I ain't never seen so many dudes who live in their grandmama's basement or their auntie basement. That's why they all fussing about, oh, welfare did this, welfare made these women like this. Player, see, I dated women, and guess what? I didn't have to go stay with them. See, so they didn't put me out their house, and I dated women who were on government assistance, and guess what? When they had the chance to step up and come live with me, they didn't want to go back to it. See, that new age that you part of, y'all can come up with these shitty excuses. Because I ain't never met a woman who wanted to be on welfare. It paid pennies on the dollar. So if I invite her to my castle, she ain't trying to go back to that. But too many of y'all keep going to live with them. See, Joe Police, DVP was a share. I bet most of the evictions he did was the woman's residence. Because that's here. Who run the project? It's all women. Who got their own place to stay now? It's all women. Who was hobo ships created for? Men. Women don't have hobo ships. So when you keep saying this is what they ain't got to do, see, it ain't that we come from different eras. We come from different mindsets. See, most men, capital M, capital E, capital N, when we're struggling financially, we don't want to date because we don't feel like we can carry our weight. Because we want to be leaders. We want to be protectors and providers. These new dudes want to be led, protected, and provided for, and they want somebody to iron the pleats in their skirt. See, me and Joe ain't finna wear no skirt. We ain't finna do it. So guess what? We not finna have that. So when my wife say, hey, I want to take you out, me and Joe can sit back and chill. Hell, sometimes me and Joe will even let them dry because we're gonna enjoy the full experience of it. But it ain't gonna be no everyday thing.
Nope.
We're gonna drive most of the time.
Like
Even
that.
when they say, hey, let's go out to eat, we know what that means. That means I'm hungry, babe. If you want to have a happy life, take me somewhere. And we want a happy life. But we don't never want to be misunderstood who is the head of the household. See, we know. You put your hand down. Joe know. When he decorating the house, Joe's wife know who gonna pay for the living room set, but she gonna take Joe to the store with her.
Right.
And ask Joe what she like. And she gonna find one she like. She gonna say, well, Joe, which one you like? And this is what she gonna do because she's smart. She gonna sit on one and spread her arms and get comfortable. So that means Joe know which one he like. He like the one she comfortable on.
We like this.
Yeah. Because they understand how to play the game. But guess what? When Joe call and be like, hey, damn, I sure would like a pecan pie. He ain't got to say, make me a pecan pie when I get home. All he got to do is say, I would like a pecan pie. And when Joe get home, he going to smell that pecan pie at the door because everybody understands what it is to do. They part in the system. But when y'all 50-50, you know what 50-50 mean? They can say, hell no. We don't want that. We work hard to get that. We work hard for that power dynamic. We work hard for that so that we don't have these struggles. As accomplished as Michelle Obama is, you'll never see her try to upstage Barack. Ever. Nope. There's never a power struggle. And at one point, she was more powerful than him, but she still stayed where she was. And Barack is soft-spoken as far as we know, but you don't hear nothing about that. But she still, you think she broke? You think he told her she had to work? Nope. But go ahead, Mark. You still got 90 seconds left on your 2 minutes. I'm gonna do like they do in the Senate. You got 90 seconds left. Go on and reclaim.
Like you say, one thing you trying to do, you fight for power in the household.
Not fighting.
So you got it because you want to. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pay the cost to be the boss. Now my era, and we gonna go back to the generation that you talk about. Where my era, we ain't having a power struggle for power in the house. It's known that the man is the king of the house, regardless of what he's in there doing. And you use that term men. What you talking about, people in hobo ships? When you say you took her out the projects, that's putting her in a hobo ship. I took her out the projects and put her over here. That's what you're doing. Now what we're gonna say is this. Now listen to this.
He's supposed to make her life better. That's what men.
You're supposed to make her life
better, not vice versa.
And one thing you said,
castle. Ain't no queen never invited a king to the castle. Never in the history, never ever isms.
And we finna talk about that.
Castle. He invites the queen, player.
And here's what you said. You don't know women that wanted to stay in the projects? I know plenty of women that kept having babies so they could stay on the system. That's not something new. It probably, you can't say the whole projects, but it was quite a few of them that kept having babies to stay on the system.
Okay.
They did that.
So why was these brothers lining up to get this woman pregnant?
Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Oh, you got something to do with it because you opened that door. Oh, Mo, get on his ass.
Here you go. Well, here you go. Let's go. Why were the men in line? The same reason these women in line to have babies for men that got 10, 12, 15 kids. It's still the same. It's a mindset. Everybody don't have the same mindset, but that's why they doing it. So, and in men moving into women's houses, in this day and age, you do what's best for the both of you. And if she has a spot and you have a spot, now which one is going to be best for us to live in together?
So
stop.
So
go ahead.
Hold on, Mark. So I gotta try to understand something because here's the thing: if one person don't set up, let's call it a nest. One person don't set up the nest, or let's say each person got their own nest. Okay, then the man, you say the man is supposed to move into the female's nest.
No.
Okay, I thought that's what I heard you say.
What I said was you have a discussion and see which one is going to be best for the both of you, which one, and decide which one you move into.
Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
So it ain't, and you can't be dealing with women that I'm gonna put you out. I mean, yes, it's been done. I've been in that situation before. But as I've gotten older, the women that I would typically deal with wouldn't have that type of mindset. So you don't have to worry about being put out because you moved in with her when you actually doing something for the betterment of the relationship and for the both of you all. But that, like I say, they're still in that old school mindset. Now, Darren, the age group that you're talking about is 2 generations beneath me. The ones that want women to take care of them and do all that. And that's because my generation of women who are parents to these boys and the generation behind them are the ones who's raising these little kings that ain't worth a damn. So that's beneath me as far as generational, where the men or the males, which you want to say, the males are wanting women to take care of them. That's beneath. That's 2 generations below me. But I blame my generation of mothers who's raising those boys to be that way.
Mark, you ever hung out with me?
No.
Okay, so the generation I'm talking about is your generation. I don't hang out with 20-year-olds. I don't hang out with 20-year-olds. I'm talking about dudes 40 to 50. These are 40, 50-year-old dudes who ain't got shit going for them, but who keep looking for a come up. So don't put it on Philip's generation, because it ain't his generation I'm talking about. I'm talking about yours.
Right. I can say this. I don't hang out with those type fellas.
You said who I hang out with. These ain't. I hang out with.
I didn't say that's who you hang out with. I say the generation beneath me is where it started. I ain't say you hanging out with them.
And
I say you got us confused.
And I'm telling you, it's your generation, Mark. It's your generation.
Well, I mean, it's some in every generation.
No,
that don't make up for the majority of the generation.
Because hobos don't never stop. They don't never stop. They don't skip generations.
No, it's hobos in your age.
Joe knows some hobos. Mo knows some hobos. Yeah. I know some that we know personally because they came up with us. It didn't stop them from being hobos. Them the same ones who still stand at mama house. And guess what? That's generational. It ain't skipped now generation. Not one ever.
But that doesn't speak for the majority of the generation.
Cause why?
Because you're gonna have them in every generation, like you said.
Okay, so don't say it's. But that's not. I just want you to accept that it don't skip nothing. This is a condition. It's almost a part of the PTSD that Joe talk about. That's us because some of us have had it made so easy by women who want to keep looking at our potential, and we ain't got potential for nothing but jail and bullshittery. And then we sit back and say, "Oh, it takes 2 incomes." That's bullshit. It don't take 2 incomes unless you are living above your means. See, when you become adjusted, when you start having a plan in life, which is why the average capital MAN only wants to date when they financially stable, because they can afford to do shit. Because other than that, you're dependent on somebody else. One of the first things that capital MAN learn is independence. How can you be independent when you can't do shit unless somebody else helps you with it? You need somebody to give you gas money. You need to borrow your girlfriend car so you can look for a job. You need to borrow $10 from your girlfriend so you can get some weed. See, that's some shit that's been going on for years and years and years. You go back to, and I know Joe like to give out good books, but go back and look at some of the Donna Goins books. He was writing about people in that era, in the eras of Malcolm X and all them. It's been shit to dudes forever. And we keep bypassing it, finding a way to blame the women. But the dudes existed forever. So we shouldn't be the unicorns where we get women and do what we're supposed to. See, they didn't get it wrong. It's just that dudes don't want to step up, so they rather try to shame the right ones that we talked about earlier. People gonna love Snoop because he do a funky bass line and he makes some good rap. Snoop ain't shit. Umar ain't shit, but we will sing his praises. But we'll try to dog LeBron, who is getting kids in school. We'll try to dog Russell Wilson, who is taking care of another man's kid. See, because that's our mindset. Let's bring down the good ones so the bad ones don't look so bad. We got it right. And it's going to stay right. So,
Let me ask a question. Hey, Mark. So I gotta ask you this question because I don't know your generation. But I want to know. I want to know this.
Okay.
For me, you know, being let's call it the breadwinner. I'm not chauvinist like that, but let's just call it the breadwinner. Being the breadwinner, the thing that it does for me is it gives me motivation, gives me challenge and a purpose. So I'm wondering, the new generation don't need that? The new generation of males don't need motivation, challenge, and purpose, or do they get it a different way? Because I need that. I you know that right there recharges my batteries at night. When I go home and I'm like, look, I'm motivated because I love these people. I need to do something for them. I'm challenged because they told me I couldn't do it, so I got to get it done. And I got purpose. I need to have a goal. So I'm asking you, are those things not part of the equation when we're talking about this, you know, this social structure?
To a certain extent, they're in there, but I don't think they carry a lot of weight in certain situations.
For the male or the female?
For the male and the female.
Okay.
Because like I say, from what I've experienced and learned is that being the breadwinner gives you some type of power and control. And you want to have that. And there's nothing wrong with having equality if you know how to work it to the best. And when I say that is we're here. We're equal. Equality. But it doesn't make it says that I need the power and control over her when it comes down to decision making. So
let me just say this. Using the words power and control, but I'm gonna use a different word. I'm gonna call it responsibility. So what they serve the same purpose, right? You can be responsible for those things and not have to have the power and control, or you can be responsible for those things and have the power and control. So they're not synonymous, right? So if you're saying if there's males out there who need power and control, that's a different thing than being responsible, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know about you, gentlemen.
It go back to the scenario that Mo always give. Because Mark, you're trying to make them feminine. But Mo, what was the example I gave you about shooting? No matter who was the head of the household, my ex-wife was the best shot. So my machismo wasn't gonna let me pull the trigger. My machismo would say, baby, go on and shoot him, and then I'm gonna go stab him up. See, it's decision making. And see, that's part of the power dynamic, Mark. See, Joe, Mo, we all married. We understand who got the real power. That's why. But our wives will let us actually make us believe that we have some say-so and some shit. And guess what? When it's truly important, if we've done a good job, they respect our decision. Because if we don't really want that living room seat because we just think it's ugly, because most time we don't give a shit. We want to make her happy. But when we have to make certain decisions, guess what they do? Nothing. Because they respect our decision-making skills because we've earned the right. See, your generation wants to earn the right because they have a mustache or because they got a penis. Our generation has earned the right to lead because we are good decision makers. See, that's the difference. We don't base decision making on money. The money dynamic don't even come into it. It's who makes good decisions. That's the reason why we can get women to follow us, because we made decisions that weren't in our personal best interest for the relationship. We've done things that worked against us personally because they work for the relationship. This new generation that wants to be coddled and want they little pleats ironed in their skirts and any women on the show, before I get in the show, that want to have tampons on the side because we want the doors open for us. We want to be courted. I want to be wooed. I wish I would have a dude look me in my face and tell me he want to be wooed just so I can punch him in the face. Because that's what these new dudes want, because they want to be women so bad. And I tell them all the time, there's a group out there that wants you. There's a group out there that wants you. We talked about, what's the dude name who got killed? There's a group that wants you. So if you want to be courted, if you want to be taken to dinner, if you want to be wined and dined and somebody else to pay for it, appeal to that group. See, that's how the system works. Predator prey. Predator prey. See, women who want our attention, they do certain things. These guys that want that attention, they just got to do certain things. There's a whole group that's willing to do everything they want them to do. A whole group. A whole group.
But tell me this, DVP. So when y'all go to this furniture store and pick out this living room suit, you just whatever she say, I'm gonna take.
Unless it's hideous, yeah. I don't care about a living room suit, but we need one. And Joe know and Mo know, I bet. She could have picked it without us and we would have been okay. But guess what? Out of love and respect, she wanted us to go. So guess what we did? We went because we would have been content to give her the credit card and say, baby, just get it. We don't care. Only thing most men don't want. Most men don't want to poop in a pink bathroom. So we're not gonna let that bathroom be painted pink under no circumstances.
So let me tell you what I do. Let me tell you what I do, Mark. Just so you got an idea of my generation, what I do. This is what I do. I tell her to pick 3 that she like, right? And then out of one of those 3, I'm gonna like one of them. So that's the one we get in, okay? But so that's my process because I had too many headaches in my lifetime to not have a process. When you're dealing with a woman, when you're dealing with the opposite sex, you gotta have a process. You gotta have ways to manage your own social relationship so that it works for you. The way things work for me, pick 3 of them. Pick the best 3 you like, and I'm gonna pick one of them. That's what works for me.
And I agree with that, Mo. I definitely agree with what you said. But for me, I want to go. I want to have input in what we pick out. I need to sit on it. I need to feel it. I need to see how it's gonna fit in the room, the color scheme. But I'm different. I'm different. So right.
You don't want to work, but you work. See, we had that 3-4 shows ago. You don't want to work, but you keep working. How different are you? You're in denial.
But Mo, it ain't in denial, but what I'm saying is
Mo, did he say he wanted to be a house husband? Ain't that what he said? I do. He said he wanted to be a house husband.
If I find somebody to make me a house husband, I am not gonna fight them on it.
Where your girl at?
What you mean?
You said to your girlfriend. What's she at?
I say if somebody makes me a house husband, I'm not gonna fight them on it. I'm not gonna be like, oh baby, I gotta work. I'm gonna feel like I'm less than a man if I don't make my own money. I'm not doing that. I will be happy to be stepping.
Mark, here go the police skills. Earlier you said you gotta pick somebody who want what you want. So if you want to be a house husband, why'd you pick somebody who wasn't gonna make you a house husband, sir?
Hey, look here.
It's too late to answer that.
Hey, it's a lot of things that I want that I have not achieved yet. It still ain't off the table. I ain't forgot about it. It's still there. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna reach my goal.
Get her on the show because talking to you ain't making no sense. Get her on the
show. I'm gonna reach my goals. But for every piece of furniture that goes in my house, I want some say-so in it. My say-so and input is gonna be valued.
You can say what store it come from. She gonna arrange it where she want to, and
I'm gonna be right here.
Hold on.
You're gonna be out working, Mark.
Let me tell you what. You might be missing on. As you get older, you get wiser. You pick your battles, pick your wins and your losses. You also learn that there's such a thing as a happy home. Now, the question becomes, what do you need to do to foster that idea? And if you think that by proclaiming yourself as emperor of the North is going to make you king, have at it. But I can tell you from experience, it don't work. See, this whole idea, hold on. The whole idea really is about a shared experience. Now, do you want to share some peace of mind? Do you want to share that couch?
so I'm gonna ask y'all this. So y'all buy into the aspect of happy wife, happy life.
Yes, I do.
Happy spouse, happy house. Both of us got to be happy.
Damn right. Happy house, happy spouse. Happy spouse, happy house. That's 2 people.
But guess who easy? Men are easy, Mark. It don't take much to make us happy. Hell, if batteries in the remote, 9 out of 10 men are happy as hell just because batteries in the remote. We don't require a whole lot. We don't.
Hey, look,
you don't require a lot.
We don't. I said it clearly, Mark. We don't require a whole lot.
Stop saying men. Say me. I don't. You don't.
You talking to a house husband, man. You talking to a guy. I'm gonna call him Mark Stedman Jr.
And And I don't know why y'all frown on Statman.
Listen, okay. Off camera, we'll have a conversation. But
don't worry about it. We're gonna have this conversation sooner than you think.
Look, hold on. You might not want to invoke that name. Trust me.
Hey, let me ask this question. So look, let's flip this over. Let's hit this 180. Mark, you okay? And I'm not saying anything wrong with this. I'm just gotta ask this question. You okay with your woman taking the trash out to the curb?
That ain't fair because Mark Shaw, he can't reach the top of Herbert curb.
he trip off coming off the curb.
Now here's my thought on taking the trash out and taking it to the curb. If you leave trash in the house stinking, there's something wrong with you.
That ain't the question.
No.
Now, do I have a problem with it taking it out? No, I do not.
It's not that scenario. It's the trash is full. It's not stinking. It's fine. It's full. It's got to go out to the bin, the trash bin, and then on trash day, it's going to go out to the corner. So who's doing that? You okay with your woman doing that?
I am okay with it.
Okay.
All right.
That's interesting.
Okay, we got
it.
I got
it. Y'all the type that I'm gonna be less than a man if I don't do that.
No. It's not that. It's not that. It's there's defining roles. So look, I don't have
no defining roles.
No,
go ahead.
I don't have a baby. I can't have a baby. That's a defining role, right? That's for your woman or your wife or your lady to do, right? That's a defining role.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as far as I'm concerned, in your domestic capacity, you have defining roles as well. Not that the other person can't do them, but you parcel it up, and y'all got your responsibilities. But I can cook too, right? My wife cooks, but I can cook too. But we have decided, for all general purposes, when it's time to cook, she's gonna do it. She can take the trash out too, but for all general purposes, when it's time to take trash out, I'm doing it. So we got that agreement. But if I'm not available, she can do it. That's fine. But I'm just saying that's how we parcel it up. And I'm just trying to understand domestically what your partition would be. That's all.
And let me go back to what you just said. When you say if she does it, you don't mind. That's my mindset on it.
Right.
So when I say if she does it, I don't mind. If I'm not able to do it, then yes, I have no problem with her doing it.
No, but I think the issue was, I think what he's asking, as a role, whose responsibility is it? Even if she can do it and you're available, do you do it or do you say, well, it's a shared responsibility? Which one is it?
No, I would do it.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I would do it.
That's different.
But here's another thing. At my age, at 47, it's a lot of those old traditional ways that I don't have to buy into because we don't have rearing of kids. So there's no kids' responsibility. So now I'm definitely don't believe in gender roles.
Okay, wait. Do you have any kids, Mark?
Yeah, my kids are grown.
What'd you have them at 5? Come on, man.
I had my son at 19 and my daughter at 24.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
so
come out having kids.
So yeah, I got that out of the way. Now I can live my life. So
okay.
I don't subscribe to the gender role thing now. So 50-50 actually works because it's not you go work all day, come home and have to do all this list of things to make sure the house keeps running. Well, don't have to do that.
Let me just reiterate. We're not talking about gender roles. I'm not talking about gender roles. I don't think DVP and Joe Mo are talking about gender roles either. It's about partitioning your social structure so that it works. Okay, I'm not talking about gender roles.
That I agree with what you're saying, but it's different for every household.
No, I understand. I'm just trying to understand yours. That's all.
But yes, I mean, like I say, my household just ran a little bit different than most, but it works.
So if it's different than most, that means our households ain't different, because then there could be no most. See, there's a commonality that you just keep wanting to dance around. Either everybody's different or there's a most. If there's a most, that means lots of people are doing the exact same thing in general. Yeah. See, you will say something, because I ain't never said doing none of these things takes away your manhood. But because the trash is a great example. If my wife cooked fish or something like that, or she put something in the trash that's stinking, she gonna take it out. But on trash day is Monday. Every Sunday night, I take out all the trash, all of it, unless I'm in California, because then guess who got to do it? But if I'm here, that's not her job. It's not her responsibility. We ain't even had a whole conversation about this. It's kind of like changing the light bulb. If I ain't here, guess who's gonna change that damn light bulb? But if I'm here, the last thing I want to see her doing is, because she's your height, is getting in a chair, risking her safety to change the fucking light bulb. That's nothing that's gonna take away from my manhood. I want her to be safe. I don't want her in the chair. I can just do it myself. So there's things that we do as protectors / providers to reinforce our roles. That's it. That's it. That's it.
So I got a question, DVP. Where did this thing of the man being a provider, where did that come from?
Oh, come on, man. Are you serious?
I'm asking a real question. Where did it come from?
If they couldn't work and couldn't do nothing, who else gonna be the provider?
So now that they working, why does this still have to be the role of being a provider?
You don't. If people want her to be the provider, that's fine. But then don't come back and complain about she ain't got no respect for you. 90% of women will tell you they don't respect men who can't protect and provide them. So if you want a woman that don't respect you, then as you say, get you one. They out there. They out there. But when dudes complain about that, and that's what they signed up for, I ain't trying to hear it. Y'all are equals. Y'all are equals. Good.
Hey, let me
But
just say,
equals, does that mean you does not have to deserve respect?
You don't get it.
Why not?
You are equals.
let me say this. If she can protect herself, provide for herself, have a child for herself, what the hell she need to do for?
That part.
So, I mean, that's the same thing that could be said for a man. If he can cook, clean, do his own laundry, provide for himself, what do he need a woman for?
To have a family.
Right.
Well, ain't no baby ever been born without the presence of a man.
Oh yeah, they've been born without the present. They ain't been born without the semen. The presence ain't necessary. We had that earlier.
It's never been a baby born without a man. Never.
This argument is going downhill, man.
So the question would be, what do she need a man for? They need the same thing. Companionship. That's it.
So let's push everything off the table. How about for yourself? What do you need so that you feel like you are part of the social structure in your home? Do you need to feel like you're useful in any way? Because I know, here's my thing. I know when I got sick, I felt like garbage, not physically, but I wasn't able to do anything. So I wasn't able to help my wife at all. So would that bother you? Would that kind of thing bother you?
No, it wouldn't bother me at all.
Let me ask you this. Who lives longer, married men or single men?
I would assume married men.
Don't assume it. It is true. Now, go look it up why. Now, I'm not going to help you on your homework, but there's a reason why. That's a fact.
I will have an answer for you next week.
Mark, you ain't got to wait till next week. You got my number, Mr.
Next week. But the converse question is, why don't married women live longer?
Actually, they do. They do. Unless you are trying to knock them off.
All right, we got 3 minutes. We're gonna start with Mark, our latest house husband and training guest. Give us some parting words, sir. Tell us how to find you at whatever it is, and make sure you hold on. And because I want this for posterity's sake. Make sure you put a plea out there for all the women who want a house husband. Mark is on the market.
That's right.
He said right.
So go ahead and give your house husband a plea, Mark.
Hey, look, if you want a nice looking fella just to be on your arm for all these professional engagements that you have.
Hold on, I want to put you. Hold on. I need to put you on the screen by yourself.
Oh my God, this is awesome! This is awesome, man.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Okay, Mark, go ahead. Give your speech. You got the screen by yourself.
Hey, look here, ladies. Y'all need a nice looking gentleman to go out for all these professional engagements that y'all have. Here you go. I'll be a little Stedman. It's okay, and I'm comfortable with it.
Tell them how to find you.
I'm Mark Williams. Yeah, I'm gonna be here every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. You find me on here.
And it's Mark with a Q.
Yeah, with a Q. My mama said I was special.
Yeah, she wasn't lying.
And so did the co-host of this show.
It was not lying.
Crazy, man. Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Joe, what you got?
Oh man, I can't
I
follow
know
that
it's hard
dude.
to top that. I know it's hard to top that, brother. I
can't
know.
follow him. Listen,
Oh man,
read those,
Mark,
look at those
Mark,
two
you
books I
changed my
talked
mind,
about.
man. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Just look at those two books that I put up there, and I'll have some more reading material next week. But Mark is special.
Hey Joe, you in Chicago?
Yes, sir.
I'll be there in November.
Give me a call.
Hey,
I'm definitely gonna give you a call. We're gonna link up.
Joe,
Yeah.
Trump waiting on him to come. Don't do it, Joe. Don't do it. Don't do it.
ICE agent trying to get Mark. No, he ain't one of them. He just short. He ain't Mexican.
What you got, Mo? We're gonna try to get back to reality.
But no, man, that was good, man. I say, look, man, this was a good show. It was, it's the interesting part of this show is we get to see the social changes, and you put you up, DVP, but it's all good.
I'm trying to figure out how to work this thing.
That's a good thing about. I'm glad we got a guy like Mark on the show, because me, DVP, and Joe Mo, we come from the same school, but it's good to see. One thing I like to see variation. I like to see differences. Even if I agree or disagree with them, it don't matter. I like to see the variation because it's interesting, but it also is going to work for someone else. And so we razz Mark a lot, but it's all about seeing these differences, being different, and understanding those differences.
Hey, and we done had another good show. It's 8 o'clock.
I'm still up, DVP.
Hey man, hold on. Listen, old people move slow, player. Old people move slow.
Now he want to claim his oldness.
I always claim my oldness because I can get away with shit now. Joe, no, once you hit a certain age, you can get away with a lot of shit. So I'm never going backwards. I'm gonna stay.
Hey, let's go to Piccadilly. Let's go to Piccadilly tomorrow, old man.
Who paying? Who paying?
Mark won't even pay for the girl. Why the hell you asking?
Is this our first date?
No, because I ain't gonna hold your hand on none of that shit. And I'm not gonna put you in a little chair seat. I like having crazy people on the show. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say people. I should say persons, because I don't want a whole group. It's just one. Ladies and gentlemen, we do what we do. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk a little trash, but we're gonna look at everybody's different scenario. You got to have people who don't think like you in your circle, because if you don't, you're gonna get caught up in the world and you think everything revolves around what you do. Have these people, befriend them. Know that there's another world out there that does something different. It's okay to have uncomfortable conversations, because that's the only way you're gonna get anywhere. Surrounding yourself with a bunch of yes people, you're gonna always get stuck in the rear, because you ain't gonna see life coming at you. We talk about a lot of different things, how pain is a great motivator, and pain is truly a great educator, because when something hurts, you quit doing it, unless you got narcissistic tendencies. But we're gonna have a couple of shows, because Mo invited a couple of subjects that I had for next month or next year, but we're gonna talk about a lot of different things, and Joe gonna come with some more education. So if you don't want to be educated and given a book to read to prove his point, go on and block him, because he's gonna give you a legit book to read, and sometimes the worst thing you can do, I think, and it's a good thing, is sometimes when you educate yourself, the worst part about educating yourself is realizing how stupid you were once upon a time. And a lot of us reject education because we don't want to admit that we were ever fallible. And that's something we got to get past, because the more educated you come, the better your thought process can become. And you can sit back and say, hey, well, shit, I ain't even never think of that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. And it's okay. Ignorance is something that can be overcome. Stupidity can't be overcome, because that's when you know better, but you don't want to accept better, because you know that this ain't the right thing. But I don't want to hear that. I'm going to still do it my way. And that's okay. Consequences, repercussions, do what you got to do, but quit blaming other people when you pick wrong and you did it knowingly. So this is Random Thoughts with DVP. We'll be back next week. I'm gonna even invite. Let me get everybody back on the screen now, so they don't be talking trash. We're gonna even invite Mark next week.
You can invite me. I'm kicking the door in. I'll be here.
He gonna kick that little bit of panel in and get stuck and hit by the doorknob, but that's a whole other thing. We got insurance for that. Y'all know how it is. Until next week, my lemonade gone. So until next week, y'all know this, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.
We out.
Surrounded by lunatics.